Learn to identify those subtle warnings. Protect your spirit. And never waste your time searching for warmth in someone who was never willing to give it in the first place. The absence of empathy is not merely a flaw. It's a loud, flashing warning sign. If you don't walk away soon enough, their emotional emptiness will slowly drain you, until one day you no longer recognize the person staring back at you in the mirror. I know, this might feel like a lot to take in. Recognizing these red flags is never easy, especially when your heart is involved, when you're still hoping to see the good in someone. But understanding these signs could save you from years of emotional pain, manipulation, and self-doubt. Toxic. People don't come with labels. They slip quietly into your life almost unnoticed. And then, bit by bit, they start eroding your confidence, your peace of mind, your very sense of self. But here's the truth you must hold on to. You don't owe your energy to people who drain you. The moment you see the pattern, you have a choice. To step back, to protect your peace, to reclaim your power, even if it's painful, even if it means walking away from someone you once trusted with your heart. Remember this: your inner peace is worth more than their presence. If this video resonated with you, I truly want to hear your story. Have you ever encountered someone like this? How did you handle it? Or maybe you're still in the process of breaking free. Please share your experience in the comments, because your words might be exactly what someone else needs to hear right now. And if you're on a journey of growth, healing, and learning how to protect your mind from toxic people, make sure to subscribe. There's so much more ahead. We'll dive deeper into recognizing manipulative behavior, building emotional resilience, and mastering your mindset. Until next time, take care of your heart, guard your mind, and always trust that quiet voice inside you. It knows the truth. But first, if you're ready to protect your peace, sharpen your awareness, and elevate your mindset to a higher level, take a moment to subscribe. Now, let's get into it. They constantly lie or twist the truth. Truth is the foundation of all trust. Without it, no relationship, whether romantic, professional, or personal, can survive. And yet, to a truly manipulative person, truth holds no value. They don't lie out of necessity. They lie because they enjoy the power it gives them. For them, deception isn't just a tactic, it's a way of life. They twist facts, bend stories, and shift narratives to fit their needs. At first, it might seem harmless, a small exaggeration. Here, a white lie there. But over time, the pattern emerges, the lies pile up, and suddenly you realize you're not sure what's real anymore. One day they'll tell you something with absolute confidence, and later deny ever saying it. When you call them out, they won't apologize. Instead, they'll flip the blame. You must have misunderstood. You're being dramatic. You're just overthinking. And just like that, doubt slithers in. You begin questioning yourself. Did I hear it wrong? Am I overreacting? Maybe it's just me. That's the trap. A skilled manipulator doesn't just lie to you, they make you lie to yourself. They gaslight, twist events, and reshape your memory until your inner compass no longer knows which way is north. One moment, you're sure of what happened. The next, you're lost in a mental fog. And that fog, it's not accidental, it's intentional. A confused mind is much easier to control. Now ask yourself this: how many times could they have told the truth, but didn't? Even when it would have cost them nothing. That's the clearest sign of all. When dishonesty isn't a last resort but a first instinct, you're dealing with someone dangerous. As mentioned in the previous section, Toxic people often use lies, not just as a shield but as a weapon of control. And now we dive deeper into that disturbing truth. To them, lying isn't merely a way to dodge trouble, it's a display of power. They lie to gain an upper hand, to test limits, to see just how much they can get away with. They spin stories, twist words, distort facts, not because they have to, but simply because they can. And the most chilling part, they feel no guilt, not even a flicker of remorse. A Stoic understands that a clear mind is the foundation of a virtuous life. So, when someone repeatedly manipulates the truth, they're not just being dishonest, they're dangerous. Every interaction with them turns into a mental game, a psychological battlefield. You walk away feeling drained, confused, and unsure of what's real. That's exactly what they want. But here's the truth. You don't have to play their game. If someone in your life fits this pattern, don't brush it off as a bad habit or a small personality flaw. It's a glaring red flag waving right in front of you. The longer you allow their deceit, the more control they gain over your thoughts, your emotions, even your grasp on reality. So ask yourself, do you often doubt your own perception when you're around them? Do you feel uneasy, like something is always off even if you can't explain it? If the answer is yes, take a step back. Guard your mind, and above all, trust your instincts, because a malicious person will never hand you the truth. It's up to you to see it for yourself. They love conflict. One of the clearest signs that you're dealing with someone whose intentions are far from good is their obsession with conflict. While most people seek peace, aiming to resolve disagreements with kindness, or at the very least, keep a respectful distance from drama, these conflict lovers seem magnetically drawn to chaos, like a moth to a flame. They don't just participate in conflict, they create it. They sow seeds of discord, silently orchestrating the drama around them like they're directing a grand theatrical production, and they relish every act of the performance. In the spirit of Stoic philosophy, we know that external events like conflict are often beyond our control. But our response, our inner discipline, our tranquility, that's ours alone to govern. These chaos lovers aim to tear that down. They thrive on drama, feed off tension, and are always ready to stir up misunderstandings. Sometimes they don't even need a motive. Stirring up conflict is reason enough. They subtly plant doubts in your mind about others. They resurrect old grievances. They pretend to be innocent, but in truth, they are the architects of strife. They'll whisper half-truths to mutual friends, ignite jealousy, spark suspicion. A comment here, a glance there. Suddenly, the whole room feels uneasy. They don't just witness conflict, they orchestrate it. Imagine a peaceful family gathering. Everyone's laughing, sharing stories, enjoying a meal. Then this person drops a perfectly timed remark that pits two relatives against each other. Within seconds, the atmosphere turns from warmth to cold discomfort. It's as if they've been waiting for the right moment, carefully planning the most impactful disruption. And as the confusion spreads, they quietly slip into the background, watching like a spectator at a tragic play. You can almost feel the wave of disharmony wash over the room, a jarring contrast to the peace that was there just moments before. We've just seen how some people find pleasure in stirring chaos, but it doesn't stop there. For them, the destruction is never accidental. It's the goal. Stoic philosophy reminds us, while we cannot stop the emotional storms others may unleash, we can protect the calm within our own minds. But here's the unsettling truth. Those who thrive on conflict aren't just chaotic by nature. They go beyond occasional drama. These individuals enjoy the damage they cause. Heartbreak, tension, fractured friendships, things that most of us would lose sleep over, they find oddly satisfying. And, when confronted, they dodge accountability like seasoned actors on a stage. I was just trying to help. I don't know why everyone's so upset. I only spoke the truth. They twist reality so well, they almost seem innocent. But don't be fooled. Their moves are calculated. Every word, every pause, every provocation is meant to strike precisely where we're most vulnerable. They exploit fault lines in relationships like architects of division. But perhaps the most chilling part, they lack empathy. These people see no value in peace. Harmony and human connection are meaningless to them. Instead, they feed off negativity. Every tear shed, every bond broken, fuels their sense of power. To them, creating conflict isn't collateral damage, it's entertainment, a performance, a reminder that they can control the emotional weather in any room. And every time they manipulate someone's feelings, they feel more powerful. But the Stoics gave us a different path. They warned us to guard our moral center fiercely, that inner calm. It's sacred. And when someone repeatedly tries to shake it, to pull you into their chaos, to make you question your own balance, you must take it as a warning sign. So if there's someone in your life who always seems to provoke tension, who quietly turns people against each other, and who almost smiles when things go wrong, step back, don't rationalize it, don't excuse it. You deserve better. You deserve peace. Life is too precious to spend entangled with those who see relationships as a game of power, not a space for care. As the Stoics wisely said, choose carefully what energies you allow into your circle, and when needed, choose to walk away without guilt. They make you feel like you're always at fault. A mind clouded by self-doubt is a mind that can be controlled. And toxic people know this all too well. That's why they use one of the most dangerous tools of manipulation, gaslighting. They don't need chains to trap you. No threats, no shouting, just a slow, steady erosion of your confidence. At first, it's subtle. You express your feelings. They say you're overreacting. You remember something differently. They insist it never happened. You tell them they hurt you. They scoff and say you're being too sensitive. And then the questioning begins in your mind. Did I really get that wrong? Maybe I am too emotional. Could it be me? That's exactly the effect they want. Doubt, confusion, and eventually dependence. They want you to rely on them to tell you what's real. It's terrifyingly effective. Imagine having a disagreement where you know without a doubt you're right. You remember what was said. You know how you felt. But they twist the story so convincingly, you start to question your own memory. Suddenly, you're no longer defending your position. You're defending your sanity. Stoicism teaches us to trust reason, to see things clearly, and to hold fast to truth. But gaslighting is a fog. It pulls you away from that clarity and lures you into confusion. The more you doubt yourself, the more control they gain. But here's the truth. Someone who genuinely cares for you will listen even if they disagree. Someone who wants control will dismiss, distort, and dominate. So if you find yourself constantly apologizing, questioning your reality, or feeling too emotional, pause. Reflect. Not every disagreement is gaslighting. But when patterns repeat, when your confidence crumbles each time you speak your truth, it's a red flag that can't be ignored. Protect your inner clarity. Your peace of mind is not up for debate. You probably still remember the previous red flag. when someone constantly makes you doubt your own emotions and perception. Now be even more alert, because there's a more insidious type of person, the one who always plays the victim in every situation. They play the victim in every situation. Life spares no one from challenges. A strong person faces hardship with resilience, taking responsibility for their choices. But a toxic person, they wear victimhood like armor, not to protect themselves but to deflect accountability and manipulate others emotionally. To them, nothing is ever their fault. They blame the past, society, family, anyone but themselves. When things go wrong, they don't reflect or grow. They just point fingers and expect you to believe their tragic tale, to pity them, to excuse their behavior because they've had it so hard. At first, it might seem like harmless self-pity, but over time you'll see a pattern. No matter how much you help, their problems never go away. Their misfortunes always seem exaggerated. Their suffering always worse than anyone else's, and you end up emotionally drained, tied to them by your own empathy, like being tethered to a never-ending storm. Worse yet, the moment you try to hold them accountable, the script flips. How could you do this to me? You're the one hurting me now. Suddenly, you're the villain. Your reasonable boundary becomes an attack, their refusal to change. Somehow it's your fault, and you start to wonder, was I too harsh, too selfish? Should I have been more understanding? But this isn't just emotional manipulation, it's control. The Stoics teach us that we cannot control external events, but we can always control our response. A person who never takes responsibility for their actions isn't just weak, they're dangerous, because they will always find a way to shift the weight of their problems onto you. Ask yourself, are you constantly making excuses for them? Do you feel guilty for setting basic boundaries? Have you been sucked into their endless cycle of problems only to realize they never truly want a solution? Just more sympathy. If so, it's time to take a step back. You are not responsible for fixing someone who refuses to help themselves. You are not obligated to stay in a relationship built on guilt and manipulation. Someone who clings to victimhood at the expense of others isn't just toxic, they're a threat to your peace. Recognize the pattern. Refuse to be controlled by their false narrative. And most importantly, walk away. You remember, don't you? In the previous red flag, we talked about those who wear the mask of a victim to manipulate your emotions. But if they don't use weakness to keep you tied to them, there's another tactic, colder, more calculated to control you: constant criticism and the refusal to acknowledge your success. They constantly criticize you, but never celebrate your accomplishments. Picture this. You've spent weeks pouring your heart and soul into a project, working tirelessly day and night. Finally, you complete it, something you're truly proud of. Excited, you share your success with someone close to you. And their response? A cold shrug, followed by a dismissive, "It's good, but you could have done better." Worse still, they compare your achievement to their own, reminding you pointedly that they've done more, done better, and always will. This isn't constructive feedback. This is intentional erosion of your confidence. A Stoic knows that external validation is fleeting, but even the strongest minds can begin to wear down under the weight of constant negativity. And evil people? They know this all too well. They don't want you to grow. They want you to doubt yourself. They plant seeds of insecurity so that over time, their voice becomes louder in your mind than your own. And the most insidious part? As they downplay your achievements, they inflate theirs. They boast about their success, their skills, their superiority, always placing themselves a step above you. It's not just about making you feel small, it's about making themselves feel powerful. But here's what you must remember. Their words do not define you. Stoic philosophy teaches us to measure ourselves by our own values, by our own progress, not by the opinions of those who aim to tear us down. So if there's someone in your life who always criticizes yet never uplifts, ask yourself, what are they gaining from this? And more importantly, what are you losing by keeping them close? No one has the right to make you feel unworthy. Recognize the pattern. Guard your mind, and never let someone else's bitterness become the scale by which you measure your worth. You are growing, and that growth is not theirs to control. In the previous part, we talked about people who never acknowledge your efforts, those who tear you down instead of lifting you up. But if that seemed cold, what comes next is even more chilling. They completely lack empathy. They show no empathy or compassion when you express your emotions, when you reveal your deepest struggles, and they simply stare blankly, shrug, or turn away. That's a clear sign. They're showing you exactly who they are. Believe them. A person without empathy isn't just emotionally distant or bad at expressing feelings. They are dangerous. Because if they can't care about your pain, they will have no hesitation in causing it. Imagine this. You've just experienced a profound loss, a death in the family, a major failure, or a broken heart. You reach out, hoping for understanding, for just a little comfort. But what you get instead is a blank stare, a dismissive, everyone goes through that. Or worse, they twist the moment to make it about themselves, as if your emotions are an inconvenience to them. They don't offer comfort. They don't see you. And worse, they might hijack your pain to center themselves, as if your sorrow is something to ignore or redirect. This kind of person isn't just emotionally cold. Their lack of humanity is a warning sign. The Stoics teach us that self-control doesn't mean being heartless. True strength isn't about never crying. It's about knowing when to listen with compassion and act with wisdom. But toxic individuals confuse apathy with power. They don't see others as people, but as tools, useful, until no longer needed. They don't share emotions, they don't connect. And over time, their emptiness begins to feel like a suffocating fog. When you're around them, you don't feel seen, you feel invisible. You don't feel understood. You feel utterly alone. And that's exactly how they want you to feel. Because isolation makes you easier to control. But here's the truth, you are not small. You are not invisible. If someone consistently dismisses your emotions, ignores your struggles, or treats your existence as unimportant, you don't need to keep chasing warmth where there is none. Don't punish yourself trying to draw love from a frozen heart. The absence of empathy isn't just a flaw, it's a red flag. Walk away before their emptiness drains your spirit too. Thank you for staying with me until the end of this video. If these reflections sparked something within you, a thought, an emotion, or simply a reminder of your own worth, leave a comment below. You never know, your story might be exactly what someone else out there needs to hear. And if you're on a journey to find inner peace, understand yourself better, and learn how to face toxic people with wisdom and resilience, make sure to subscribe to the channel. There's so much more waiting for you ahead. I'll see you in the next video.